Arsenal receives bombshell transfer news as they kick off Premier League campaign. Mikel Arteta confirms battle with Real Madrid for special player, and Bayer star Jeremie Frimpong spotted in Arsenal kit. Stay with me until the end of the video to check out the latest Arsenal news straight from the Emirates Stadium. But before that, if you're as passionate about Arsenal as we are, don't waste any time and subscribe to our channel right now to stay updated on everything happening with the greatest team in the Premier League. And without further ado, let's dive into today's top news. Arsenal have just received good transfer news on the same day they are set to get their Premier League campaign underway. Mikel Arteta is focused on Arsenal's first Premier League game against Wolves, but sporting director ADU is still monitoring the transfer market. So far, Arsenal's summer signings include making David Raya's move from Brentford permanent and adding Italian defender Riccardo Calafiori. However, Arteta is still looking to strengthen the squad, especially in midfield, where support for Declan Rice is needed due to Jorginho's decline and Thomas Partey's injury issues. Arsenal has been after Mikel Merino for quite some time now. The Real Sociedad star seems like the perfect fit to strengthen Arteta's midfield options at the Emirates Stadium. However, talks with the Spanish club have been dragging on. It was recently reported that Arsenal hadn't met Sociedad's asking price for Merino, but the latest updates from Spain suggest that progress might finally be happening. According to transfer journalist Fabrizio Romano, reporting on X, Merino was left out of Real Sociedad's squad for their La Liga opener against Rayo Vallecano. Romano also mentioned that Arsenal is on the right track, hinting that Merino's move to North London could be just around the corner. Real Sociedad chief explains Merino's absence. Real Sociedad's coach, Imanol Alguacil, as quoted by Eduardo Hagen on X, shed some light on the situation. Mikel Merino isn't in the squad because that was my decision. He was ready to contribute to the team. We'll see if he's with us next week or not. There are ongoing negotiations. These ongoing negotiations are almost certainly with the Gunners. Hat Mikel Arteta has said about signing Mikel Merino. Before Arsenal's game against Wolves on Saturday, Arteta was asked by the media about the potential signing of Merino before the end of the month. However, the Arsenal manager played it cool, making it clear that he wouldn't discuss players from other teams.
Does Mikel like Mikel?
If I like myself, you mean?
Mikel Merino.
You know that I cannot talk about any other player.
But that area of the pitch, if you could find somebody that could come and help, because you've got a busy schedule, potentially 60 games or more, a lot of midfielders, but quality is always something you're looking for if you could find the right player in that area, particularly before the window closes.
After the season, we had two objectives. The main one and the most important one is make sure that we're still very, very much in love with our players and find ways to improve them, because that's the main thing. And then, okay, if there are certain opportunities in the market to improve the squad, certainly we have to look at that, and that's what we're trying to do.
Why Mikel Arteta wants Merino. Like Rice, Merino can play both at the base of the midfield and in the more advanced left 8 role. This versatility would allow him to rotate and interchange with the England star. The Euro 2024 winner also has an existing relationship with Martin Odegaard, who spent a year on loan with Real Sociedad earlier in his career. The 28-year-old would also offer some experience at Arsenal. On top of that, Merino is an expert duel winner, which will certainly endear him to Arteta further. Arsenal are now battling Real Madrid to sign special player after striking Mikel Merino agreement. Arsenal still has time to make more moves before the transfer window closes, but it's clear that this summer has been more about Arteta carefully choosing the right players rather than just adding a bunch of new faces. A new striker is still a possibility, especially with Arsenal keeping an eye on Napoli's Victor Osimhen throughout the summer. Additionally, the Gunners are looking at an 18-year-old prodigy who, according to Eduardo Burgos, is attracting attention from some of Europe's top clubs. According to the Brazilian journalist, Arsenal isn't the only club eyeing the Palmeiras talent. Manchester United and Chelsea are also keen on the center back, but Arsenal might face some stiff competition from Real Madrid, who, while not having made any official moves yet, have also shown interest. This could turn out to be a significant challenge for the Gunners in securing the young player. Who is Vitor Reis? The 18-year-old central defender is currently making waves in Brazil with Palmeiras. Despite his age, Reis has become a regular starter for his team, catching the attention of scouts all over Europe. With 4 years still left on his contract with Palmeiras, the club holds significant leverage in any potential transfer discussions. U23 scout Antonio Mango has described Reis as a special player, and there's clearly high anticipation in Brazil about the young defender's future. Many young Brazilian talents have already made their mark in Europe, and Reis looks poised to be the next one to make that leap. Arsenal might be looking to strengthen their wing positions this summer, and recent links to Bayer Leverkusen's Jeremie Frimpong have surfaced once again. Frimpong had a standout season with Leverkusen, playing a key role in their undefeated domestic double and helping them reach the Europa League final alongside former Arsenal player Granit Xhaka. The two players faced Arsenal recently, with Leverkusen suffering a 4-1 defeat in the Emirates Cup. Despite this, Leverkusen seems set to keep their core squad intact, but key players like Frimpong could be on the move due to ongoing interest from various clubs. Frimpong was previously linked with a £34 million move to Arsenal, having played as a right back, right wing back, and on the right wing. Although his release clause has expired, there are new developments that might reignite interest. Bayer Leverkusen star Jeremie Frimpong spotted wearing Arsenal kit. Frimpong has been buzzing on social media after a video surfaced showing the 23-year-old wearing this season's Arsenal home kit. Even though he might have just picked up the shirt at the Emirates Cup, it does hint that he could have a soft spot for Arsenal. His performance last season was exceptional. He scored 14 goals and provided 12 assists across all competitions. It's no surprise that Arsenal is interested in him with stats like those. Could Jeremie Frimpong be an option for Arsenal this summer? With Frimpong's release clause now expired, his price tag could have gone up significantly, making an Arsenal move seem less likely. Arsenal is on the hunt for a winger to boost their attack and offer support to Bukayo Saka, and Frimpong could be an intriguing option for this role. Despite mostly playing in more defensive positions, he has a keen eye for goal and plenty of creativity, which could bring a fresh dynamic to Arsenal's attack. However, if Arsenal were serious about pursuing him, they would likely have acted earlier in the transfer window before his release clause lapsed. It now seems quite improbable that they will make a move for him at this stage. Mikel Arteta responds to calls for Arsenal to sign a striker this summer. Before the Premier League opener at the Emirates, Arteta was put on the spot during the pre-match press conference, facing questions about Arsenal's plans leading up to the transfer deadline. Up to this point, the only fresh addition to the squad has been Riccardo Calafiori, along with making David Raya's move from Brentford permanent after his loan stint. A hot topic among fans and pundits alike has been whether Arsenal needs to bring in a new striker, something Arteta has finally weighed in on. We have really good strikers already. We have a great attacking line, and I'm really pleased with it. The manager explained. Arteta continued to show full support for those already in his squad, following calls for the Gunners to buy a new number 9. I already said at the beginning that the main focus is to improve our players and find margins that help them find a level that they probably hadn't even dreamed about. Currently, Arsenal's two out-and-out strikers consist of Gabriel Jesus and Eddie Nketiah, who scored a combined total of 9 goals in the Premier League last term. Many believe Arsenal need a striker to win the Premier League title. Even though Arteta's main striker seriously underperformed last season, it didn't seem to hinder Arsenal's effectiveness in front of goal. In fact, the Gunners were only outscored by Manchester City, netting an impressive 91 goals, which indicates that adding a new striker might not be a pressing need. However, not everyone is sold on Arsenal's firepower up front. Alan Shearer, for instance, tipped them to win the league, but added a caveat: they need to bring in a dependable goalscorer before the transfer window closes. As it stands, Arteta doesn't appear to be gearing up to splash the cash on a new number 9, confident in the current attacking options as the new season kicks off. Well folks, those were the main news for today. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated on everything happening with our beloved team, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for joining us, and until the next video.